Why in the flying frick frack is the title screen in Van Zieg's office? Oh wait, I know why. It's because that's where we ended the last episode, because we talked to Cosmo last time. That's right. Alright, so it's officially like 9 hours later after I recorded the last episode. It's still the same day, but it's now the evening. So I'm ready to do more of this game. And we get more of this awesome theme song. Not for long, though. We're going to the forensics laboratory. Haha, take that. Alright, so this is gonna be interesting, because Dr. Scythe is arrested now. So now it's just her daughter, I guess? This place really is creepy, isn't it?
Well, being a dead room, it's probably full of the spirits of the dissected. But actually, there's a rather pleasing scent of roses in the air. Well, being a dead room, the coroner probably needs a blood scent like that to mask the odor of death.
Iris, do you think we could change the subject? She seems happy about it. What was that? Oh, there she is. Ah, Dr. Gorey. I'm gonna assume she's not gonna take off that mask, is she?
What?
That noise before.
I was sharpening my tools. I'd be dead meat if I didn't keep a perfectly keen edge on them.
Right.
When following the collagen fibers into the dermis, an expertly sharpened scalpel cuts like cheese. Would you like a demonstration? Oh yes, please. I'd love to see one. Then, I think you'll do nicely.
Huh? No. No, I wouldn't do nicely at all. I mean, maybe some other time.
Huh.
Was that a tut? Well, we came here to ask questions, so... She does kind of look like her mother from the back, doesn't she? Alright, well, you want to see my armband? Could I ask your opinion about this?
Don't forget, you're responsible for putting my mama in jail. Why should I help you?
Wow. Cold shoulder already, huh? Alright. Well, I should probably examine. A table and a set of sharp tools. When you consider each other in isolation, it all looks quite innocent. So why is it that when you put them side by side, they seem so horribly disturbing?
It might be best not to ponder it too deeply. That's Mama's dissection table. It's too high for me, though.
It is?
If I fell from that height in my sleep, it would really hurt.
What?
You mean you sleep in here? Autopsy work's very involved. It's usually too late to think about going home when I'm finished. But I have bad dreams when I sleep here, and I always end up falling onto the floor. So I'd like to exchange that table for a lower one.
Maybe you should just go home? Okay, what about the jars? What did he call it last time? He called it like the jar of like umeboshi pickles or something. Those large jars seem to have pale things floating around inside them. Those are like fruit liquors or something, or like the pickled umeboshi plums we make. Oh, there we go.
Yes, let's assume there's something completely innocent like that.
Yeah, we did that last time.
Ah, that jar you're looking at there contains monkey brains.
Oh my. Monkey. Monkey? Maybe Donkey Kong has some relations with that.
And in the next jar along, we have monkey...
No, 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 no. No more monkey anythings, please.
If you say so.
Oh dear. The time when I still thought it was just some pickled umeboshi plum seems so long ago already. Well, guess that mystery is ruined for us then. Alright, what else do we have here? Look at all the bottles on the shelves in these cabinets. What an assortment of chemicals.
Those ones here are labeled highly toxic.
What's worrying, because there are also things that look like salt and pepper shakers in here.
Oh yes, and they actually say salt and pepper on them. The doctor probably spends a lot of time in this room, I suppose. Perhaps she has meals here sometimes.
Life goes on even when you're surrounded by death. Okay, that one's the exact same as the last time. This looks different to before.
Of course, Miss Naruhodo. Miss Gorey is a young maiden. She has all sorts of charming little dolls and the like around her place of work, look.
Oh yes, you're right. How she's not so strange after all. How old is her daughter then? 19. Wait, what? Wait, you can see her face. Hello? I don't think was I supposed to know about that yet? The doctor of Dr. Scythe, who's also a coroner like her mother. She's 19, so she's a prodigy then, I guess. Perhaps she's not so strange after all.
They're how I practice.
Sorry?
Mama always says that operations and dissections require speed and accuracy, so I take out my needle and thread and stitch 3 new dolls every day.
Ah, right.
I used to make livers or kidneys or intestines, but Mama told me to make something more friendly instead.
I mean, hey, at least you got some experience with anatomy.
That's quite different to what I'd imagined.
Alright, what else? Oh, hey, the boner, the Elijah is still there. Well, look at this. What a magnificent display case. The cherry wood's been polished to high sheen, and the intricate carvings a joy to behold. Western cabinet makers are really very skilled, aren't they?
It's 10 people.
Pardon?
It's made from the bones of 10 different people all mixed together. Some of my best work.
I was admiring the case, actually. The scary skeleton inside is something I intend to ignore that as best I can.
You're strange.
I wonder who is the strangest.
That looks like an owl and crow up there.
I know, and they haven't even twitched since we came in here.
Well, no, they wouldn't have. They're taxidermy mounts, Mr. Naruhodo.
I was afraid you were going to say that. I've been trying very hard to tell myself they're just sleeping with their eyes open.
Yes, I think perhaps you were wise to put something like that.
Yeah, okay, so this is the same. That one's unchanged. And I can't examine any of these, so I think that's everything. Alright. Well, I wasn't expecting to see her face already. I thought she would reveal it to me instead. We have actually met before. I'm a lawyer, if you remember.
You're not dead yet.
What?
So Mama said I wasn't to cut you open. She's so strict about things like that.
Well, good. Dr. Scythe has some scruples at least.
Oh dear. It looks like she's not interested in talking to us, for the time being anyway.
For the time being? You mean until we die? I hope that's a way off. Sorry, but I wasn't planning on dying anytime soon.
Huh.
Surely there's some less drastic way of making her listen. So, I gotta, present something. Well, I could present, what if I present this? About this photograph, Dr. Gorey?
Who's that?
Sorry? It's Inspector Gregson, of course, the victim of this case.
Ah, I see. I don't remember the faces. Internal organs, muscle tissue, bullet trauma, those are the things I remember.
Well, please try to also remember that I don't want to know anything about all of that. Okay, so was that anything? I don't know. Alright, well, I'm gonna go through everything and I'm gonna present stuff, so I'll let you know when I find something. Okay, I do have one that I think is actually going to work, and it's probably the autopsy. Dr. Gorey, we actually came here to ask you about this.
He was very good.
Good? Sorry.
His skin didn't snag my blade once, and very little mess. His joints dislocated easily, and his muscle tissue was a pleasure to work with.
We can skip those details. But there's one thing about the report that's caught my attention. You don't seem to have recorded a time of death. Oh, there we go. There's the face reveal.
That's not my fault.
Oh, that made me jump.
Then please, tell us what happened.
She's pretty, though. She is actually quite the definition of yandere. So why doesn't this autopsy report include the victim's time of death, then? It's really the most crucial detail. Oh, no.
I was told not to write it.
What? By whom?
Miles Strongheart, the Lord Chief Justice, he came here.
Lord Strongheart came?
He said that from the witness statements about the gunshot and the other evidence, it was obvious. The man clearly died at 5 PM on 1st November when the gunshot was heard.
But that's not the time of death you wrote on the report. You didn't write anything. Was there some reason you didn't include it?
Dr. Gorey.
Dr. Gorey, if you're hiding something in the Lord Strongheart's instructions, then sooner or later you're going to have to go the same way as your mother.
Give it here, then.
Hmm? What's he scribbling so furiously?
There.
You've written? What?
What's she written? Tell us.
Indeterminate.
But
according to Coroner Dr. Gorey, an accurate estimation of the time of death is not possible. Huh. Okay, indeterminate. What do you mean by that? Why was the time of death indeterminate?
when the specimen was brought in, it was still fresh. So the time of death could easily have coincided with the gunshot when the gunshot was heard. But there was one small discrepancy.
What discrepancy?
There was some fried fish in the pocket of the specimen's overcoat. And that fish had started to rot.
What?
If the victim liked fried fish, he presumably liked to eat it before it went off.
Well, yes. What are you trying to say?
It's possible that someone tried to manipulate the apparent time of death.
Manipulate them? Is that even possible to do? Well, we've seen it happen in investigations, too.
Theoretically, if you were to chill the body in ice, you could delay the onset of putrefaction.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens in Investigation 2, and in Danganronpa, actually, so lots of games do that.
And if the overcoat wasn't on the body at the time,
then only the fish would have started to rot. I mean, I imagine if you freeze fish, it's probably not very good for the fish.
with today's science, it's not yet possible to determine if the body was chilled or not.
But today's science is advanced enough to let you freeze a corpse, it seems.
But surely, to chill a corpse like that would require an enormous electrical refrigerator, and I don't imagine many households in London are equipped with such a device. No, definitely not, but maybe in a factory, or maybe some special places. I don't recall seeing any factories or such like on Fresno Street, though. I wonder if the inspector's body has been chilled somehow. What might the actual time of death have been?
Yeah, we don't know.
I couldn't say for sure. But at the most, it might have been a day earlier.
No.
In other words, it would corroborate your previous deduction, Mr. Naruhodo. That Inspector Gregson was killed a day before his body was discovered, at a different location.
Did you inform Lord Strongheart of this possibility?
He simply said that there were no electrical refrigerators of that size in the vicinity.
Huh. Oh yes, one other thing. It's something that Governor of the Barclay prison told us. He said that your mother, Dr. Scythe, was responsible for confirming the death of the professor after his execution.
The professor?
Apparently, you always enjoyed listening to your mother's stories about her work, so we were wondering if you might know something about what happened 10 years ago.
That's not all Mama did.
Sorry?
My Mama carried out the autopsy of Clint Van Zieks as well.
What? Really? The brother of Lord Van Zieks? The Professor's final victim?
The idea of carrying out an autopsy on a member of aristocracy was completely unthinkable back then, but the detective in charge of the investigation insisted, and it was miraculously authorized.
the voice I settled on for her is, well, obviously I don't imagine most people here have watched Sailor Moon, but there's a character in Season 3 called Mimette, and she has, like, this, like, what's the word? Like, unrealistically high-pitched voice. And I just figured, yeah, why not give her that kind of voice?
That detective being Inspector Gregson, of course.
Quite an accomplishment for one man.
That autopsy report provided the vital clue we needed to arrest the killer. And Mama was there for that historic event.
What does all this mean?
You know, that amazing autopsy happened right here in this very room. The Professor and Clint Van Zieks. They both spent their final moments before their burial on that dissection table there. So this lab, Mama's lab, was instrumental in some of the country's most important events.
She really is proud of her mother. I wonder if you'd tell us more exactly about what happened back then, Dr. Gorey. What I'm wishing to know is who is the father. It's obviously his last name's Gorey, but what else? I'm not looking at the wiki for that. I'm not.
The Professor's execution was Mama's first big case. She had to be in attendance at Barclay Prison's execution chamber and signed the certificate to confirm the convict's death. Mama's the biggest coroner in the world, you know? I was so proud of her.
But the execution didn't actually take place.
No, and worse still, Mama actually helped with the jailbreak. I didn't want to know.
Oh dear, you found out recently, you mean?
I believed in her, in Mama, but now I wonder if I'm starting down the same path as her.
You mean because you omitted the time of death on this autopsy report? But that's because Lord Strongheart forbade you from including it.
Just like Mama, I'm sure she was coerced by somebody too.
Yes, that's my feeling as well.
There's no doubt that there were powerful forces at play 10 years ago. The execution couldn't have been staged without a lot of people at the prison knowing about it. Obviously, the prison governor must have been on it as well. The big man with the little handcuffs? According to what he told us, he was tricked by the chief order. He says he knew nothing about it. Of course he said that. I'd say the same thing.
Just who was behind that jailbreak all those years ago? You mentioned the autopsy of Clint Van Zieks.
It was at a time when carrying out autopsies of murder victims was very unusual.
It's still not a practice as observed in our country, even now.
It turned out that he was the Professor's final victim, and when the autopsy was performed, Mama was present, although only as the secondary assistant. The person leading the procedure was called Dr. John H. Watson. That's right, my daddy. And there was one other person present, the primary assistant. He was a visiting student from the Far East.
Wait, a visiting student?
It must have been my father, Eugen Mikatoba.
I had no idea Professor Mikatoba had been involved in something so important. Well, what the fuck else did he do?
But the outcome of that historic autopsy was the discovery of a vital piece of evidence that led her to capture the Professor.
So that's how they came to identify Genshin Isogi as the infamous mass murderer. Do you happen to know anything about that piece of evidence? Can you tell us any more?
Would you like to see the records for yourself?
Would that be alright?
What's the point of keeping records if people can't look at them? They're filed under V at the back of the cupboards, with the other records from the last decade.
Thank you. Wait, V? Who's V again? Oh, Van Zieks. Yeah, I'm stupid. Let's see, Van Zieks. I mean, I always forget that the Van is part of his name. You know, kind of like Von Karma. That's strange.
What, Mr. Naruhodo?
They aren't here. There's nothing on the Van Zieks.
There must be.
Perhaps somebody took them away. Well, it's either Strongheart, or Dr. Scythe, or whoever.
No one's allowed to take documents related to the Professor case out of this room. But you're right, they're gone.
Well, when was the last time somebody looked at them? Do you remember?
It was... Oh yes, I remember now. It was 2 years ago. A consulting detective came one day, saying that he'd like to see the records.
Oh, you don't mean...
Sherlock Sholmes was his name.
Sherlock Sholmes? What the fuck? Deep down, I knew that was coming.
Do you think he stole the records? Oh no, surely not. Iris, that can't be right, can it?
Shock face. Iris? Sad. No, not sad, Iris. Terrible.
Runo? I hope you don't mind, but...
What is it, Iris?
I just remembered something very important I have to do. I'm going to have to leave you now.
Oh, this is very sudden, Iris. Well, we'll come with you then.
No, there's no need. You and Runo can take your time here. Bye for now then, good luck. Wait a minute, little girl. What, me? I remember now. You've been here before, haven't you?
Have you, Iris?
Yes, 2 years ago when that detective came. You were with him, weren't you? You were a living specimen then, too.
That's the way it usually works, yes.
Was I? I really don't remember. Anyway, sorry, but I must dash.
Wait, Iris!
I'll brew up a pot for you when you get home.
What's the matter with her? She's behaving really strangely all of a sudden. Well, in that case, we won't keep you any longer either.
It's been quite a while since I had any visitors. This was really fun. But next time you come, I'd prefer if you were ready to fight a section.
I can't make any promises, sorry. It's a bit strange that the records of Clint Van Ziek's autopsy have disappeared. But I think we've asked how we came to ask that now. She's just sitting back there. Let's have a closer look at this. Then again, let's not. At least not while she's armed. Okay. So I think that's everything then here. Alright, well, it was worth a try. So where do we go now? We gotta go see Sholmes? He's not bleeding here! What about the Lord Chief Justice? No. Okay. Well, what about the hotel? Nope. What else can I do? Oh, this is empty. Oh, maybe we gotta go talk to Van Zieks? He's not here either. What the shit? Fresno Street room? Oh, this is new. Why? There's like a suitcase on the ground or something. That's about the only thing that's new. The police is still busily investigating in here then.
But Gina's nowhere to be seen. Where is she?
Yes, it has been blissfully quiet, hasn't it? Perhaps she's out investigating on her own, practicing what her boss taught her.
Well, I expect she'll be back before too long. Shall we wait?
Well, I've already investigated most of the shit here. Actually, there's something different about this room since the last time we were here, isn't there?
We could always use the time to investigate more thoroughly.
Alright, well, I mean, hey, at least I only have to examine one thing this time. I did all of it earlier. This little trunk wasn't here before, was it?
Oh, it appears to be made of metal. Must be very heavy. I wonder to whom it belongs.
Imagine we try to open it and, like, some guy comes running in.
There are some initials on the outside, look. TG.
Oh, that's Tobias Gregson then, right? Let's ask one of the policemen if they know how it came to be here. Oi! What you think you're doing? Oh, it's Gina.
That's me trunk, it is. Hands off.
Gina! Where were you hiding?
I don't know. You leave something unattended for a few seconds, and every Tom, Dick, and Harry's got his greedy eyes on it.
Just a wild guess, Gina, but...
What? Spit it out, Odo.
Is it fair to say that you've only owned that trunk since this morning's trial?
What? What are you trying to say? Come on, this trunk goes with me everywhere. Always has. Where you been last year?
Trying not to incur your wrath, mainly. So yeah, what did I just say? Somebody was gonna come in, storming in, and being pissed off.
You should hear them talking at the yard now. They should be ashamed of themselves. They're saying that it was the boss who killed all them bludgers.
Ah, you mean the whole Reaper thing?
Yeah. Apparently, the boss was investigating stuff that no one else at the yard knew nothing about. Stuff to do with all them criminals what got off scot-free.
Yes, the ones prosecuted by Lord Van Zeeks who used bribery and corruption to evade conviction.
Well, then obviously, it was that bloomin' Reaper giving the orders, wasn't it?
But why would people be suspecting Inspector Gregson of being involved in the killings?
There was a notebook in his office.
Oh no, this doesn't sound good.
It had details about all the crimes that had been pegged as the Reaper's work.
What?
No, did you see it, Gina? Did you see the notebook? They wouldn't flammin' let me, 'cause I'm an apprentice apparently. But it was me who found it, and he was my boss. That's right. I was pretty miffed about it, so...
I love that word. I love the word miffed. It's so funny. I use that word from time to time.
I sneaked a peek in what it said anyway. Oh.
That's our Gina. Alright, the secret notebook. So, you managed to see what was written in Gregson's secret notebook anyway, did you?
Well, I see it. It's my right to read what he wrote. And what had he written, Gina? Dates, times, places, names, an all long list of them. All details about the bludger supposed to have been done in by the Reaper. But there could be an explanation for that. Perhaps it was a record of the Inspector's investigations into the Reaper's activities. Exactly, that's what I said. That's the first thing you'd think, right? As it happens, it was fallen names I recognised anyway.
Well, the Reaper's targets were almost exclusively known leaders of London criminal underworld.
Well, yeah, but there was one name right at the end of that was a bit odd.
At the end of the list, you mean?
I'm pretty sure the date against it was 31st October. Oh, the day before the Inspector was found dead.
Wow, Halloween? So, what was the odd name?
It wasn't like a name I ever seen before. It was something like, nah, it's no good. I can't remember it. I don't think it was an English name, put it that way. Oh dear, what a pity.
Was it Assassin?
There was something else too. Don't know if it matters, but the same name kept coming up over and over. Shin, it was.
Oh fuck yeah, I knew it.
Don't suppose it means anything, but...
I was joking about it being ass a shin. Did you say shin? Shin from fucking Jimmy Neutron.
What? It does mean something.
Lord Van Zeeks knew the name too. He mentioned her as well. The woman who actually did the deeds. And now we find her name appeared in Gregson's secret notebook. Oh, this is gonna be good. Give me the tea. We haven't seen you for a little while, have we, Gina?
Well, of course not. I've been busy, ain't I? Investigating that. The lads at the yard are trying to trace the boss's movements the day before it happened.
The day before? That would be the undercover investigation on the Red Hair League, then.
Only the boss didn't go, did he? You found some cove what was printing a beam, did you, Odo?
Yeah, it was Mr. Vigil who actually went to the park on Line Street that day, posing as Gregson. What about Lemon Street?
But anyway, you ain't the only one turning stuff up. I got my own ways of getting results.
The doggy!
When me and my partner go here together, there's nothing we can't track down. Oh, little Toby, he's such a faithful friend.
So, have you tracked anything down then?
What do you think, eh? Of course we have. Can't you tell though? Police business, isn't it? Anyway, point is, if you lot ever need help, you know what to turn to, right? Me and the Hellhound here.
Right, because he looks oh so hellish, honest. Right, the Hellhound. That's a statement. Gina, about your Hellhound there?
Chief Inspector Toby, you mean? He's the pride of the force, he is. In Japanese, police dog means something quite different, and not altogether nice to have those involved in a crime. But here in Britain, it's a wonderful compliment, it seems, for a canine at least.
It should be. After all, in the Great Exhibition case the other day, it was Toby here who managed to locate Drebber's workshop.
Maybe it's time for another demonstration on what this super dog can do, eh?
Do we have something the Chief Inspector could catch the scent of, I wonder? Hair? Can he smell the hair? You know what? Smell this hair. Well, Chief Inspector Toby, if you wouldn't mind having a sniff of this. So much sniffing. He might be a little too keen, don't you think? Oh no. The Chief Inspector made short work of Gina there. Ah, look what he's gone to.
Oh my, that chunk clearly still has a very strong scent. Of Inspector Gregson.
In other words, it must have belonged to him. I mean, I thought that was pretty obvious because of the fact that it had TG written on it.
Oh, alright, it's a fair cop, suppose.
And you nearly got away with it, too.
You always talk so proudly of Chief Inspector Toby's nose and what it can achieve. Did it not cross your mind that he might identify something that was right next to us? Yeah, that was a bit of a boomer, wasn't it?
That's enough now then, Gina.
Eh?
I think it's time you told us the truth about that trunk. I find it so funny how the fucking hat just falls on her face.
It went like that. It just went.
What are you talking about?
I know what's going through that head of yours, but that ain't what happened.
Alright then, what did happen?
Well, like I said before, we were trying to trace the boss's movements. So I let Toby have a whiff of the old boss's overcoat, and as soon as I done that, he went off like a shot. Straight to that sandwich.
To a sandwich? Not to a bag of chips.
Mr. Naruhodo, I believe Gina means the witness.
Yeah. Who, I found out, I just remembered, I looked at the wiki again. Apparently his name's actually Beepo.
Yeah, he had it in between them wooden boards of his, the boss's trunk.
You mean when they heard the sound like a gunshot and piled in there?
Exactly, he nabbed it from the scene.
Also, it's kind of funny to think, Beepo and Gina were both introduced in the same case. So, That's kind of funny.
Goodness. Me and the Chief Inspector gave that sandwich a good grilling, and you know what he said?
I thought he might fetch a good price, and the chap wouldn't be needing any more, so... But that's all I did. Nothing more. Nothing.
Would you Adam and Eve of the cheekhead, eh? Stealing a dead boss's stuff to flog?
So Miss Venus wasn't the only one to meddle with the scene of the crime, then. Everybody fucked with the scene.
How could they? So anyway, that's how it happened. And it's a pretty decent trunk, so I figured I might as well make use of it. Is there something wrong with that, eh? Well...
Maybe you and Mr. Sandwich should try and find the answer to that question together. Pouty face.
I think perhaps that trunk should be turned over to the police, don't you? What are you on about? I am the police!
Gina, if you wouldn't mind, could we maybe examine it?
Yeah, alright then. Do what you want with it. Thank you. We shall make a detailed record of an examination of the evidence.
Gregson's trunk has been entered, alright. Well, you bet your biscuits I'm gonna frickin' examine that. What's the matter with Toby? Why is he acting so aggressively towards me all of a sudden?
Mr. Naruhodo, be careful. It must be the trunk.
Oh no, the doggy! The dog got aggressive!
Toby, oi, what you doing? You're gonna lick his face off. Mr. Naruhodo! Gina, quickly, hail the carriage.
That was funny. 2nd November. Oh boy. Naruhodo's legal consultant. Oh, we're here now? He death warped. Naruhodo death warped, guys.
Oh, Mr. Naruhodo, are you alright?
Miss Izuto. Ah, conscious again at last. A blessed relief, my dear fellow. After all, to drop dead after a moderate licking by a small terrier, most unseemly.
What is or isn't there seemingly irrelevant here, Mr. Sholmes?
I read that wrong. It was also really funny to see him fall over.
I'm so glad there's no lasting damage. How are you feeling?
I'm fine, thank you. Did you bring me back here? Oh, what's this on my head? A bandage? Sadly, I had no ice, so that's a compress of sugar water. Sugar water?
Don't worry, Mr. Naruhodo. It's a first aid treatment that my father taught me.
Oh, thank you. So, let us take tea when you're feeling up to it. But of course, no sugar in the patient's cup. The bump on my head is throbbing sweetly enough, don't worry.
Whenever you feel ready, then.
Okay, he's just standing there. That's really weird. Hey, what do you... You know what? Let's examine this before I forget. Yeah. Let's have a look inside. I mean, I was gonna examine it before I got harassed by the dog. Look, there's something inside.
Ooh, let's see. It appears to be a passport authorizing him to travel overseas. Is that for France? Was Inspector Gregson about to go on a trip abroad then?
Yeah, fucking course he was.
Perhaps the date of Papacha might tell us something. That was... Oh.
What is it?
It was to travel on 31st October, just one day before the incident.
What? Really? Okay, it was issued for travel to France the day before his body was discovered. Man, that's sad, dude. He died the day before he got to go to France. Gregson went to France the day before his body was discovered? Alright, okay, I'm guessing none of this is important. Huh. Surprisingly, there's not as... Oh, wait, never mind. I was about to say... Look at that dark stain here. Do you think...
Yes, I'm afraid so. I think it's blood.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that. So that presumably means...
that this was present at the scene when Inspector Gregson was killed. It's the most logical conclusion, yes. To think Gina's been carrying us around with her. If you didn't know any better, I suppose it does look like a grease stain from all the fish and chips.
Wow, I was about to say, like, I don't think there's anything else here. And a scratch.
Have you seen this huge gash across the side of the trunk here? It's gone right through the leather and into the metal behind. Gosh, if a metal chest like this has been so badly damaged.
Wow, I was about to say, it's like, is there nothing else here? But nope, there's like 2 other things.
Whatever made the gash must have struck the side of the trunk with considerable force.
I wonder how it happened. Okay, so that's gonna update our thing a little bit. And I think that's it then, eh? Unless there's something on the inside of the trunk. Nope, okay. Let's see. Tobias Gregson, date of departure within 1 week from 31st October, port of Dunkirk, France, purpose of travel police business, permission for the applicant and 1 additional person to travel. Yeah, he's gonna take Gina with him. Also, maybe that passport number will be important later? I don't know. Oh, I didn't even read this. Last will and testament of Genshin Asogi. I, Genshin Asogi, hereby request that upon my death, any and all material possessions and wealth belonging to me in London will be delivered to my son, Kazuma Asogi, in the Empire of Japan. It is with deep sadness that I set my fate in this foreign land, in the knowledge that I'll never see my homeland or family again, but I regret nothing about my chosen path. Okay, so that's his will. The commemorative photograph is there, too. Okay. Okay, we already did that. Well, we don't need to examine all this again, so let's just talk to Sholmes. Thank you for your concern, Mr. Sholmes. My dear fellow, think nothing of it. I must say I was quite startled when I heard that you'd been attacked by a dog. For a moment, I feared that infamous murder of so many had come back from the dead. You mean the professor? Fortunately, I see your prize throat is unscathed. That stiff turned-up collar of yours obviously afforded some welcome protection. Was I that close to death? All I really remember is the dog licking my face over and over again. Well, if you wish to avoid such troubles in the future, a little mustard spread on the cheeks should do the trick. I should think that would balance the sweetness of your bandage rather splendidly. Oh, is that it? Okay. Well, can we go downstairs for tea then? I'm ready for tea, man. Looks good down here. What the fuck? That's German. What on earth is going on in here? Am I having a bad dream? Ah, no. It's an old German folk song. Rather a fine rendition, I think. That's the least of my concerns. It's still going. Iris? Iris, what's the matter? Pouty face? Who's that sprawling, that relaxed gentleman over there? It's frickin' Megatoba. Iris, is she even listening? Excuse me, sir. I do apologize for troubling while you're singing so merrily, but would you be so kind enough to explain the situation? Well, that worked. A crooning gentleman and a mute young girl, a rather tantalizing juxtaposition. And one that appears to have incited the gods of deduction within me to find their voices to all... You know when this music pops up that you're gonna have to do a dance. Ah, Mr. Sholmes, do you mean... The strains of reasoning within me are playing now as a delightful duet. One melody sings of a reunion full of nostalgia, whilst the other is a morose theme about the great secret you're trying so desperately to conceal, Iris. She's turned as white as a sheet. Oh, take another drink, since they said the thing again.
So as usual, you've instantly seen to the very heart of the matter.
And by the time of my own brief performance is over, I feel this gentleman's song will reach its finale. So then, to Music Land, where all this sweetness and delicacy and harmony. Pray do enjoy Herlock Sholmes' latest logic and reasoning spectacular.
Well, that's cool. The frickin', the graphic is different because he's not in his outfit.
Firstly, we consider the gentleman's nationality. Clearly he is a German with no grasp of the English language.
The fucking music's back.
As evidenced by the Germanic song he sings and his apparent inability to understand when asked to desist. So why is the man here at all in such apparently high spirits? The answer, of course, Iris, is clearly known to you. Indeed, we don't only follow the gaze of those bright young eyes to unravel that particular part of the mystery.
She looks so funny.
The reason for the man's mildly irritating warbling is revealed by the herbal tea.
Now she's actually pouting. Well, not really.
You obviously offered our German guest a cup of your latest herbal tea. The tea's delectable flavors made the man's spirit soar, and resulted in this joyful ditty tumbling incessantly from his lip. I eagerly await sampling the flavor myself, that I may join the fellow in a state of elation. Now to the next question. Who exactly is this gentleman availing himself so thoroughly of the settee? As it happens, a number of years ago now, a certain gentleman of German origin engaged in my services in solving a particularly delicate case. He required the retrieval of letters once sent to an acquaintance that might have proved problematic. In order to conceal his noble identity, he also arrived at my office in a mask. The gentleman's name was Wilhelm Gottschalk Sigmund von Ormstein.
Which, by the way, is a Herlock Sholmes character.
The King of Germany.
I thought he was the King of Bohemia.
If my memory serves, the mask worn by this gentleman is identical. Yes, there can be no question, that mask belongs to the King of Germany. It would appear that His Majesty remembers the fine service I afforded him, and has decided to show his face again, mask and all, in order to express his gratitude. A well-mannered monarch I need, wouldn't you agree, my dear fellow?
Look at her fucking pouting in the back, it's so funny.
So, the identity of this masked is in fact my former client, the King of Germany. Indeed, his son is currently in London as well, enjoying the wonders of the Great Exhibition.
Wow, that's, interesting. Interesting deduction, man. Girl silence.
Which leaves us with one remaining imponderable. Yes, you, young Iris. But your apparently inexplicable science is unable to hide the truth. Yes, the reason for your muteness is concealed inside this knapsack. A £5 note, I believe, I must say. As your compatriot, I'm deeply saddened. It would appear that you've allowed yourself to be bribed into silence by His Royal Highness.
I mean, maybe she just got like a mouth infection or something, I don't know.
Earning yourself some spending money in exchange for keeping quiet about the king's secret. And now the final piece of the puzzle is... what is the secret you strive to hide with your silence, Iris? Ah yes, we need only to follow that brief involuntary twitch of your eyes to find the answer. You were attempting to abscond with that coffee cup. My favorite coffee cup, in fact. Or should I say, the handle of my favorite coffee cup. It appears that his highness broke it in the midst of his hijinks. Which leads us to the sad truth. My favorite coffee cup has been broken by the King of Germany, and Iris, you tried to conceal it from me! I shall have a bill sent via governmental channels to the Germany royal family for its replacement. To hide the coffee cup. Thus concludes Sherlock Holmes' great deduction of this painful puzzle. It's always so fucking funny when he does that face. One of these days I'm gonna go on the wiki and I'm gonna look up what the goddamn this man's singing. With your silence as well, the fellow's jovial warbling rather rings in the ears, does it not?
Mr. Sholmes, I must say something does rather trouble me.
Pray, Miss Susato, do tell.
His Royal Highness doesn't appear to have moved a muscle since we arrived.
Ah.
And you haven't said a word either, Iris. If Mr. Sholmes has it all right, you might as well own up to it now. Pouty face.
Your reasoning isn't entirely without substance, I must admit.
And one other thing, Mr. Sholmes.
Yet another grievance, Mr. Arhado? Surely not.
Well, I actually read the story of that case recently, the one you were just describing. And according to that, at least, it wasn't the King of Germany. It was the King of Bohemia. I frickin' knew I wasn't misremembering.
Goodness, was it?
Yes, that's quite true. Master Gotz, the prince, testified that in court. In his words, I have come to see the great exhibition all the way from my home in Bohemia.
I would ask you to keep that minor error to yourselves. It could easily become quite a scandal.
I mean, they do speak German in Bohemia, so yeah, I could understand it, I guess. I believe, Mr. Naruhodo, that it's our turn now to make some corrections to a number of minor errors that may have slipped in.
Oh, minor errors? Yeah, more like major errors. He's made a fuck ton.
Yes, even Mr. Sholmes is willing to admit he might be slightly wide of the mark this time. Although it's clear that Iris is definitely hiding something. We need to find out the truth behind this mysterious skein? I don't know, whatever. I'm just making shit up.
But one truth is uncontrovertible. My favorite coffee cup is no more. So, shall we embark again? On a joint presentation of Sherlock Holmes' Logic and Reasoning Spectacular?
Yeah, I'm gonna flip. This ought to be fun. This shouldn't take that many tries to figure out, I imagine. Pouty face. So what is some mix of herbs that gives you the urge to sing? Goodness, I should like to try some. And I'd like to hear you singing, but this man, just how long does he intend to keep up with that tune, do you suppose? As I said, he's been stock still the entire time, and if you look closely, his lips aren't moving either. Ah. So I'm not sure what's actually responsible for the spirited singing, but I expect the answer lies at the end of Iris's gaze. The herbal tea, yeah, it's obviously that. Well, the cup's empty, that's for sure. So I suppose this mysterious gentleman must have drunk the contents. Iris's special blend are quite delicious, I agree. They always make my heart sing. So I can understand wanting to vocalize those feelings, certainly. In fact, Mr. Naruhodo, you often erupt in boisterous laughter after drinking Iris's tea.
I do? Maybe I should take some lighter laughter lessons from Suzuto-san in the near future. Alright, the gramophone. It's definitely that. Wait, this.
It's a gramophone, still rarely seen in our own country. The sound certainly appears to be coming from the horn.
But machines singing, that can't be right.
Science and technology are changing the world rapidly, Mr. Naruhodo. What's right is changing too.
It's too much for my brain.
Well, at least we found our answer.
Ah, you couldn't make it more obvious, can you?
Take that!
The reason for the man's mildly irritating warbling is revealed by the gramophone. Indeed, for no well-bred gentleman would break into an obscure folk song when making a social call. In other words, this gentleman isn't singing at all, in fact. It would appear that the fellow is unconscious. Alright, turn the bleeding singing off. Oh, the music seems to have stopped now. I ask you, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes?
Why would I have purchased a recording of that gibberish? How should I know? Well, never mind. On with the deduction. Alright, now we're back on track again. Take a dump. Do 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 do. Alright, I'm running the music. Good on me. You know, I brought some onion rings the other day, and I'm probably going to have some of those once I'm done with this stream. At least before I decide to play, Resident Evil 6. That's for sure. You know, I'm bulk recording so many of these Great Ace Attorney videos that, like, it's gonna be, like, the damn well, like, end of April when the last episode's gonna go up, and I would have already finished it, like, 2 weeks ago. It's probably how this is gonna go. I mean, I don't really mind bulk recording. I did that with Mario & Luigi Brothership and the TTYD remake. So, it's fine. Well, we can already prove otherwise. Pouty face. Although we've already established that it was actually the King of Bohemia.
It seems Mr. Sholmes intends to persist with his Germany theory for some reason.
Come to think of it, the young prince was wearing a mask as well, wasn't he?
Master Gotts? The boy whom you'd had in tears?
Don't remind me, or anyone else.
Do you suppose all members of the aristocracy of mainland Europe wear masks?
I'm sure they do. Well, probably, anyway. Point is, the mask doesn't belong to any king.
No, that's right. As you will know, before we could identify the true owner of this mask.
This might be a deep cut answer, but I'm gonna go with it.
Take that!
Yep, knew it. Yes, there can be no question. That mask belongs to Cosmo Asogi. In other words, my memory is sublimely unreliable. Only you could try to make that sound positive. Cosmo's mask had been languishing on his metal chest for several days. Though that doesn't explain why the gentleman here is wearing it now. But it is now a simple matter to determine our guest's true identity. Also, I noticed the broken glass on the floor. After all, this gentleman is unconscious. We need only excuse ourselves in advance, gently lift the mask and peer beneath it. I don't believe it.
Father!
I'm afraid, Miss Suzuto, you must be mistaken.
No,
I think not, Mr. Sholmes. Oh, that's cute. She's doing the pointing now. Then it would appear logic and reasoning has once again revealed the truth. The mysterious visitor.
It's my unconscious father, Eugen Mikitoba.
Logic and reasoning, or just looking and saying. That's a good frame. That's a good frame to do it on. Alright, here we go. The music's getting better. To hide the coffee cup. Which leaves us with one remaining imponderable. Yes, you, young Iris. Alright. We're doing this again. So that's a £5 note poking out from Iris's knapsack.
Oh dear, I can't be sure. Most money that we encounter is in coin form.
I know. I'm not even sure if we've even seen any banknotes here in Britain, have we?
But anyway, Father would never have paid money for Iris's silence.
He certainly seems like the silent type himself, though, judging by his present state. There must be some other reason for Iris' silence, I suppose. Yeah, I pressed the X button again. Yeah, let's go.
Perhaps what Iris is trying so hard not to give away with her eyes is something entirely different.
What can I examine? The metal chest.
This metal chest? It contains important documents, doesn't it?
Yes, details of all the cases Mr. Sholmes have worked on over the years. Written up by Iris's father, if I remember correctly. Iris insists that the chest is kept locked at all times. She's never once shown me inside.
Well, its contents are invaluable to her, I suppose, and entirely irreplaceable. But look at it now. The catch is unlocked for once.
Ah, so it is. That's hard to ignore.
Very. I have never seen that chest unlocked before in all the time we've been staying here at Baker Street.
So is it the chest then? Maybe we could examine the knapsack. Now I think about it. Iris always wears that little bag on her back, doesn't she?
Yes, that's right. Though it's easy to forget about it because you can't see it from the front. There are 2 little felt dolls attached to it as well.
Are there? I had no idea. I don't remember ever seeing them before.
Is it possible there's always a £5 note
Sticking out from it that I haven't noticed before too?
I couldn't say with absolute certainty, but I think it's unlikely.
Okay, so it's obviously not that. Anything else I can examine? No, it's just the knapsack again. It almost looks like I could examine over there. Wait, what's this? Persian slipper? This slipper features in the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, doesn't it?
It does. When I first saw it there on the mantelpiece, I very nearly fainted with excitement.
Doesn't Iris keep her elevenses in there?
Yes, that part was never mentioned in the stories.
We could swap it for the Japanese equivalent of slipper for fun. In other words, for a wooden gator sandal.
But then it wouldn't be possible to hide anything inside.
Which matters because... Okay, well, it's obviously not the Persian slipper. It's not the fireplace. I'm gonna just assume it's the chest, because there's nothing else, right?
Take that!
Yes, the reason for your muteness is concealed inside that metal chest. An excellent observation for upon closer inspection, there's something different about the chest's appearance. It's kept locked at all times, yet now the catch is open. Evidently, this has something to do with your refusal to speak, Iris. But it's a simple enough matter to incite you to speak, I'm sure. I merely need to open this chest. Here we go.
No! Haley, don't!
Oh. Mr. Sholmes!
Haley!
That's thumbnail material right there. That's fucking thumbnail material. I might put that in the thumbnail. That's fucking funny. He's dead.
Never. Oh, Haley, I told you not to open it.
Ah, so you found your voice now, Iris.
Ah,
In other words, what just happened clearly reveals the truth here. Yes, the real reason for your silence up until now is...
this is somewhat different to the usual dance of deduction performed by Mr. Sholmes, isn't it?
Yeah, now it's just Ryunosuke dancing. Well, he's left me alone on the ballroom floor, so I'm going to have to dance this part solo. And anyways, I need to get to the bottom of this for my own peace of mind. Now then, Iris isn't usually the silent type, so...
You mean you don't actually know the answer yet? Despite that knowing point of the finger before?
Miss Suzuto, sometimes a man needs to point his finger first and think later.
Oh, well, if you say so. I think we better examine Iris more closely and try to rescue the situation then.
What could I examine? What else is there to examine? The key! The knapsack. For some reason, this knapsack's really standing out as suspicious to me today.
Oh, is it?
It's quite sizable enough for a sizable secret, that's what I say.
Perhaps it is, but you certainly can't open it to look inside without Iris's permission.
No, you're right. Who knows what might pop out and punch us? Well, obviously there's the key. Skirt! Iris always dresses in these frilly clothes, doesn't she?
I've always thought this skirt's rather delightful.
It's pretty sizable with all those frills. Sizable enough for a sizable secret.
You seem to be rather fond of that idea. But you certainly can't go investigating further.
Does it look like that's what I was thinking? Yeah, no, otherwise we'd have to raise up the game's age rating. That's the key she's holding, look. I'm sure that wasn't in the hands before, was it?
No, you're quite right. It's appeared as if by magic.
That's strange. The big old iron key. Where did it materialize from? Alright, well, try the key.
Take that!
Is key. Yes, the real reason for your silence up until now is that key behind your back.
Ah,
When Mr. Sholmes was thrown into the air before... Oh yeah, let's see it again. Just before you called out to try and stop him, you slipped something out of your mouth. That something is the key in your hands. No doubt the key to the chest.
you're so clever, you know.
So now it becomes clear. Thanks to Mr. Sholmes' graphic demonstration, we can well imagine what happened here.
But
Professor Migatoba also opened that metal chest only to be punched into the air. And land sprawled on the settee.
But wait, that doesn't explain all the facts. What about the stylish scarf, and the cup of tea, and above all, why would he be wearing Cosmo-sama's mask?
Well, for those curious details, I can think of only one explanation. Clearly an unbelievable miracle took place in this room. Isn't that right, Iris? Consider how the room was arranged before this whole painful experience took place. When Professor Migatoba opened the chest, completely unaware of what awaited him inside. The mask was flung into the air just as he was, only to land neatly on his face when it fell back down. What are the actual odds of that happening, though? And the teacup's journey through the air ended when it caught on the unconscious professor's finger. Really? You're really gonna make me believe that?
You mean to say that stylish scarf?
It's actually just a tablecloth. This is the Great Detective's office, after all. A place of miraculous deductions. Would you expect anything less?
Yes, you're right. It happened exactly as you said. Brilliant, Reno.
Thus concludes Ryunosuke Naruhodo's great deduction of this punchy puzzle. He actually got to end it himself.
So then, why don't I make a fresh pot of tea for us all?
Objection!
An admirable performance, Mr. Naruhodo. But in the final act of the show there, you rather missed everything of importance. Mr. Sholmes, if you would cast your mind back to my earlier deduction... Iris, clearly you're hiding a great secret. Gasp.
Ah,
She is, from the look on her face. Mr. Sholmes must be right. Whatever that great secret is, the cat isn't out of the bag yet. So I put it to you again. You were attempting to abscond with that coffee cup.
it really is a shame about Mr. Sholmes' cup.
It must have been smashed when Professor Mikatoba opened the chest.
Oh dear, so many things seem to have been broken here.
But now the deduction has taken a different direction. Iris doesn't seem to be trying to hide the broken cup anymore.
In other words, her great secret's something else.
Let's put our observational skills to work to find one final time then. Can I look down at the, Wait, can I really not look at the broken stuff? What secret is Iris trying to hide? What can I actually look at? Coffee cup.
Mr. Sholmes' favorite coffee cup.
Oh wait, that's Ryunosuke. Whoops.
Or what's left of it, just the handle.
It was obviously hurled into the air along with Professor Mikatoba. If only it had been this cup that had caught on his finger before it hit the floor.
Yes, but anyway, whatever it is Iris is trying to hide, it's clearly not this handle.
Well, what else could it be? The knapsack? It's not the knapsack again, is it? Surely this time, at last, the knapsack's going to be the answer.
I'm really not sure why you're so intent on showing Iris's bag to be complicit in these events.
Because it's a sizable bag, but not...
Big enough to carry things around, Mr. Naruhodo, that's what bags are for.
So, the knapsack might never see the limelight, you mean?
I really wouldn't like to say.
Okay, is it something in the background? I don't suppose so, right? Is it the typewriter? What could it possibly be? Is it the Persian slipper again? Is it like something on her head? I don't know. Can I really not examine the broken teacup? This one's actually kind of stumping me, I won't lie. Knapsack, coffee cup. Am I stupid? I might actually be stupid. There's like, I can't see anything of note in the background. Can I, wait. I don't know, I don't want to present the frickin', knapsack, though.
Take that!
I'll try it, but I don't think it's gonna work. Yeah. If Iris was attempting to sneak away with something else, then she must be hiding it somewhere, and as far as I can tell, there's really nowhere else she can conceal anything but in that bag. Perhaps you allow me to offer an opinion here. As far as I can tell, much like that bag, your deduction doesn't hold any water, my dear fellow. I wasn't suggesting she was trying to make off with the bag full of water. Indeed, that would be madness. We were very nearly taken in by Iris then, weren't we?
It's rather charming that you could be deceived by a 10-year-old girl, I think.
I don't think it was only me.
No, you're right.
I think what Iris is hiding must be extremely important somehow, don't you?
Yes.
We're so close now. The great deductions without grasp, I'm sure. What the fuck could it be? Am I stupid? Like, I don't see anything that I can examine. Really? Like, seriously, what is it? Nothing in the background. It's not gonna let me examine anything in the background. Unless there's, like, something on her that I haven't examined yet. No, it's just the knapsack. Man, I'm dumb. It's not the bin. See, like, the thing is all the things in the background are too low poly. This is one way to figure out. This is one way to try and figure it out. The door? Is it the door? Also, I don't think you often see this room from all the different angles, do you? Shit, I might have to look up what the fuck to do here. Because I can't figure it out. There's nothing here. No. Is this really what we're gonna be doing for the next few minutes? Trying to figure out what the fuck to present? It's not gonna... It doesn't let me examine the coffee on the floor, though. That's the thing. Do I have to examine the coffee cup? I did that already, right? Yeah. Am I dumb? The fuck? Can I look up what to do here? I'm actually, like, really stumped. Like, what the hell? There's nothing here. Is it the medicine? What else can I look at? Because we have... Obviously, there's the coffee cup. There's the knapsack, obviously. It's not gonna let me examine the paper in her pocket, either. That's the problem. Okay, I give up. I'm looking it up. I don't fucking know. Unless it's under the cup. Wait, it's under the plate! Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I didn't see that. Ah, look, there seems to be more papers there. Okay, I'm glad I didn't have to look it up. I just wasn't looking hard enough. Is Iris trying to hide them underneath the tray?
The insignia, Mr. Naruhodo. It's an official Scotland Yard document.
What? But why would Iris have...
We must ask her.
An official Scotland Yard document? Okay. It's that. Wow, that was really hard to find, actually. You attempting to abscond with that case file. Iris, as you know very well, nothing escapes the attention of a great detective.
Oh no!
We visited Scotland Yard's autopsy laboratory earlier today. And Dr. Gorey informed us that the autopsy report of Clint Van Zeeks had gone missing. Clint Van Zeeks? Yes, I do seem to recall. That some years ago I asked to see the report in question. You were with me, weren't you, Iris? Ah. You mean it was you, Iris? So those papers you have there are...
I'm sorry. Forgive me.
Oh no, she's crying. Very sad. To hide the case file. Yes! It took me so long to figure it out, but I figured it out. In truth, I would like to have thought I could have predicted the booby-trapped chest. But it caught me completely off guard. I was very nearly the late consulting detective Sherlock Holmes.
I'm sorry, Haley.
So you mean this autopsy report really is...
Yes, I took it from the lab, even though I knew it was very important.
Was there something in it that troubled you, Iris?
Not exactly something that troubled me. Something I've been looking for. When I saw this report, when I saw the writing in it, I knew it was Daddy's.
The writing? Your father's writing? What do you really mean? Iris, must be something that's hard for her to talk about. Forgive me for interrupting this wonderful, beautiful music, my dear fellows. Mr. Sholmes, what is it? I feel as though the poor unconscious gentleman on the settee's been somewhat forgotten.
Ah, Father!
Perhaps we should find our guest somewhere more peaceful to rest. Mr. Naruto. Yes? Would you be so kind as to lend him your bed? We must do our very best to make him comfortable, I feel. Oh, yes, of course. I'll help you carry him up.
So will I.
No, I can manage alone, thank you. You have tea to enjoy. We wouldn't want Iris's brew to stew. I mean, it's already probably done that. Because there's no better way to make the professor comfortable than dragging him upstairs like a trunk. I wonder, perhaps that was deliberate. Maybe Mr. Sholmes is making himself scarce to give Iris the chance to talk more freely.
We must use this opportunity to talk with Iris. And find out what's going on.
Why, this I need to hear. Your daddy. Daddy issues. Would you like to tell us about it, Iris? About your father?
I'm sure I told you before, didn't I? That Daddy used to be Haley's partner.
Yes, and that notes about all the cases they solved together are kept inside that metal chest.
That's right. Haley told me, you see. He said that Daddy's somewhere far away now, so we can't meet.
That's one way of describing it.
Then, when I secretly unlocked the chest and read through the papers inside, I started to build up a picture in my head of what Daddy must be like.
Well, that's only natural. You're just like any other girl of your age.
I read that Daddy was a professor of medical science, so I studied and took my degree too.
Well, that's only natural, I suppose.
In that respect, you're not quite like any other girl of your age, though. But there was one thing that I could never find out. Daddy's name.
Ah.
His name wasn't anywhere on any of the notes that he'd made about his work with Haley. But then one day...
That's what happened, is it? When you saw this autopsy report, you finally managed to work it out. Is that right?
Yes.
So it was the handwriting in that report that caught her eye.
When I saw the writing on that report, I could hardly believe it. I know that handwriting, I thought to myself.
Because it was the same as the writing you see on your father's case notes.
Exactly. I was desperate to compare the two properly. I need them to sit side by side. I asked Doctor in laboratory, but I was told I couldn't take the report away. Even worse, I was told that was the first and last time we'd be allowed even to look at it there.
So you decided to steal it.
When I compared the autopsy report with the case notes I had there was no doubt. The handwriting was exactly the same. It was Daddy's.
And the signature of the coroner at the bottom of the autopsy report read Dr. John H. Watson.
So that's how I finally found out. I learnt Daddy's name at last.
I see.
Ever since then, I've called myself Iris Watson. And that's also when I had the brilliant idea of writing stories all about Daddy's exciting times with Haley. I decided there and then that I'd write the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Oh, Iris, I had no idea the stories had quite such a deep personal significance for you.
I can see why the autopsy report was so important to her now. And why she was prepared to break the law to get her hands on it. I must apologize, Iris. This is really all my fault.
Haley?
I made a promise, you see, that until the time was right, I'd keep the details about your father a secret.
I know, I've been very naughty. I'll take the autopsy report back to Dr. Gorey and apologize, I promise.
Yes, we'll go together, I think.
Then, let me look after it for you until we get there.
Clint's autopsy report has been entered into the court record.
I must go and water my herbs, I think. I'll see you all later.
Poor Iris. She must be feeling awful. I know Mr. Sholmes is here for her, but still.
Ah,
What?
how? What's the meaning of this, Mr. Sholmes?
Mr. Sholmes? Oh dear me. So, you've noticed, I see. Wait, no, let me notice. Let me notice myself. Coroner Dr. John H. Watson, Clint Van Zeeks, nationality British. Time of death 31st May between 9 p.m. and midnight. Death from a single stab wound to the heart, other superficial external wounds indicative of a duel. Recent scarlet ink stains visible on the little and ring fingers of the right hand, but no document with corresponding ink was found. Vital evidence recovered from the victim's stomach during autopsy. Credit to Inspector Gregson for petitioning so doggedly for the autopsy procedure. No internal trauma noted anywhere in the body. John H. Watson. That's interesting that we have Clint's autopsy report.
But that would mean...
What on earth's the matter, Miss Zuto? You've turned as white as a sheet. Oh, there now. Taking another drink. Taking another fucking drink.
It's this autopsy report, Mr. Naruhodo. The one from 10 years ago. The writing isn't Dr. Watson's at all.
Huh? What do you mean? How could you possibly know that?
Because I know this writing very well. This writing is my father's.
What?
Professor Mikotoba's?
Indeed, it's true. And now you know. My dear fellows. No, I don't know anything. What does all this mean, Mr. Sholmes? There's an idea that's slowly forming in my mind. It's just too extraordinary to believe. Please, you have to explain. Alright. No time to fuck around. Let's just talk. So, this autopsy report was actually penned by Professor Mikotoba, then? That makes no sense. It's not possible, surely. Not possible? My dear fellow, pray, take a deep breath and think again.
Yes, you're right. In some ways, it actually makes a great deal of sense.
It does?
10 years ago is when Father returned to Japan after his extended study tour in Britain.
And prior to his return, where was Dr. Mikotoba engaged? Ah, of course. He was an assistant in Dr. Watson's laboratory, learning about forensic science. And as an assistant, he would have aided with the dissection work, making detailed notes, which would be assembled into the full autopsy report. Once the work was complete, the head coroner would check the contents and put his signature on the document.
In other words, the only writing of Dr. Watson's in the report would be his signature at the end.
I see. So Iris got the wrong end of the stick, you mean? She saw that and assumed the whole report had been written by Dr. John H. Watson.
Which is very understandable, of course.
What a complicated situation. Okay. The report from the autopsy of the professor's final victim, it's signed Dr. John H. Watson, who carried out the procedure, though Professor Megatoba actually penned the report. This is really nuts. Thinking about it, most of what we know about you, Mr. Sholmes, comes from the published stories of your exploits.
Yes, the Adventures of Sherlock Sholmes, written by Iris.
And we really have no way of knowing what's fact and what's fiction. Most troubling for you, my dear fellow, I'm sure. So what about this supposed partner of yours? Did he really exist or not? Ah, you've come straight to the point, I see.
And please come straight to the answer.
I believe Iris explained it in one of her installments. He was a trusted comrade, and the only person I could truly have called a friend.
And did this partner of yours truly make a record of all your cases? Are his notes really stored inside that metal chest?
Absolutely, my dear madam. Absolutely.
So, where's your partner now?
We rarely meet. You see, he lives on the other side of the world.
But if this autopsy report and the records of all your old cases were penned by the same hand, and if the autopsy report was written, though not signed, by your famous partner, there would be only one logical conclusion.
Pray, impress me.
Your partner would have to be Eugen Mikitoba. In other words, Miss Suzuto's father.
Upon my word, Mr. Naruto?
Yes?
You are coming along wonderfully. You've hit upon the method at last. You finally grasp at the art of deduction.
You mean to say...
Allow me to introduce you. To my great friend and partner, Mikitoba.
Wow! Listen to this music. Professor Mikitoba.
Oh, wow. I didn't think... I honestly didn't see this coming. I didn't know Sholmes and Mikitoba had a connection together. That's fucking crazy.
Does this mean that you're the real Dr. Watson?
No, my dear. I'm still my old self, Yuji Mikitoba, your father.
Oh, of course.
This is obviously too much for Suzuto-san to take in. I must say, though, how my old friend has attained worldwide celebrity as a great mystery solver is the greatest mystery of all. I still remember the first time we met. Pray remind me, when was it again, Mikitoba? 16 years ago, Sholmes. Ah, yes, quite. 16 years ago.
That's when she was born.
I'd just arrived from Japan in Seishiro and Genshin.
Or with Seishiro.
I was in search of lodgings close to the hospital, some comfortable rooms at a reasonable price. But rents are devilishly high in that particular area. That's right, so I decided I needed someone to share lodgings and the expense. And I was fortunate enough to be introduced to Sholmes, who found himself in a similar situation. I was a callow fellow back then, a mere shadow of the great detective you see before you now. I was working at the hospital's chemical laboratory at the time, indulging my curiosities for little gain.
Okay, so hang on. If this was 16 years ago, he would have been 18, I think, right?
Is that what we're going off? No, no. I can't math. No, he would. Yeah, he would have been 18. Wow. And Migatoba would have been how old? I can't math. 27? Sounds about right. Yeah. Okay. And the situation of our cohabitation led us to pursuing cases together, you see. Hard to believe it was a mere 6 years. We had a great many adventures. But in the last year of Migatoba's stay in Britain, that most infamous case presented itself. The case with which you've become rather familiar with yourselves. The Professor killings. After the trial, Seishiro and I were summoned back home. Hardly surprising, given the circumstances. So there you have it. And as you know, all the details recorded by my trusty chronicler remain in that metal chest. This is just amazing. Professor Migatoba really is Mr. Sholmes' famous partner. Yeah, he just went by the pen name of Dr. Watson. Father. Goodness, my dear, what a cutting look. As your daughter, I'm very proud to learn that you are the great detective's great partner. But nevertheless, there's another mystery that I really must ask you to explain now. And that is? You know very well what it is. The unresolved matter of Iris' father. Oh, of course. I almost forgot about that one. I should have seen this coming, I suppose. Oh, here we go. This is the coffee, the tea that we've been waiting for all game. Iris told us that all the notes about the great detective's adventures that are in that metal chest were written by her father. Isn't that correct, Mr. Sholmes? That is indeed what I told young Iris. But if you're Mr. Sholmes' partner, Father, and you wrote all those case notes, then Iris' father must be you. Ah. Upon my word, Miss Suzuto, you are coming along wonderfully as well. You too have hit upon the method at last. You finally grasped the art of deduction. What? What you've always told me, Father, is that my mother died when I was born 16 years ago, and you left me in grandmother's care whilst you embarked on your study tour of Britain. And I've always accepted that, but all this about Iris... Oh, there it is. Suzuto-san's ice-cold stare. No, now hold on a minute. It was very complicated. I mean, it's really not what you think. Then perhaps you'd like to explain exactly what it is? There it is. Now the eyes go from ice-cold to red-hot, but before she... No, really, you've got the wrong end of the stick. Sure, say something, man. That's quite enough, my fiery fellows. Mr. Sholmes, when did he get all dressed up? Whilst I don't like to interrupt this exciting exploration of the past, Migatoba and I have an urgent matter that requires a short excursion. But it's very late, Mr. Sholmes. Where must you go? Why, my dear madam, is that not obvious? My partner and I must pursue our natural enemies. So, get your coat, Migatoba. The game is afoot. But Sholmes, I really must give Suzuto a full explanation, I think. Later, my dear fellow, later. Our carriage awaits downstairs already. You haven't changed one iota, have you? I mean, really, I visit our home after 10 long years, and when I open that chest in a fit of nostalgia, I quite inexplicably pass out. And as if that wasn't enough, when I eventually regain consciousness, I'm plunged straight into all this. Father, please, go with Mr. Sholmes now. What? I have no doubt that whatever happened, you were acting in everyone's best interests. I trust you, completely. Suzuto. And sending the great detective and his great partner off on a renewed adventure together. It's more than I could have hoped for in my wildest dreams. Very well then, we'll speak again later. So, I believe your own work's done for the day. I wish you the best of luck for tomorrow. Yes, Naruto, good luck in battle, and in reaching a decision. Yeah, I kind of forgot that we still have to frickin', like, get an acquittal for Van Zieks. A decision about whether they go back to Japan, I suppose.
So much happened that day that I barely knew what to do with myself. It would only be later that I'd come to realize how amidst the chaos I'd unleashed were all the clues I needed to finally unearth the truth, and that all the turmoil was necessary to give me the resolve to see everything through.
I'm loving these Naruhodo narration segments. They're so good. All right, well, I'm quite hungry now, so I think this would be a good note to end on. Yeah, I got an achievement. The legendary pair. Wait, what the fuck? Wait, no. No, that was the end? Wait, what? What do you mean final? What do you mean final? The resolve of Ryunosuke Naruhodo? What the fuck do you mean final? Hello? The fuck? No. I gotta... What the fuck? The fuck do you mean final chapter? Are you shitting me? Okay. That's really weird. I thought we'd have another trial. I guess not. What? Okay. So I guess we're going to court then? I don't know what to say about that. That threw me for a loop. I thought there was gonna be an entire 5th chapter. Wow. This is probably going to be the longest goddamn chapter then, or it's either gonna be the shortest damn chapter or the longest damn chapter. Okay, well obviously. Okay, I know I have some ideas of what's going to happen in this trial, right? I already know Seishiro's name's gonna pop up in some way or another. Strongheart is also going to be involved in this final case, somehow. I don't know how yet, I just know they're involved in some way, and it probably is also going to tie back into the professor in some way. Because we know already that Jigoku went missing, and Strongheart is being kind of sus about the autopsy reports. So it all kind of adds up, honestly. So, I'm not going to start this chapter yet. We're going to do that next episode. So I guess we're technically starting Case 5. It's kind of weird. Kind of a weird way to end Case 4, if you ask me. Because I thought we were going to go to trial and do like a whole trial segment. And then we were going to then start Case 5. But, well, leave it to Great Ace Attorney to be weird about cases, you know? You can have an entire case that's in all investigation. So I guess Case 4 was the odd one out, huh? You have one investigation, one trial, and then a second investigation, and then you're done. Like, it doesn't really feel like a satisfactory conclusion. It really doesn't. Well, that's certainly an interesting one. But alright, I'm gonna go probably make my onion rings now, and then we're gonna probably go try and play not Great Ace Attorney, Resident Evil 6 in like an hour or two. So, thank you guys for watching. That was like kind of a half hiccup, half burp. Anyways, make sure to like and subscribe to me on YouTube and Twitch. And in the next episode, we're going to do the final chapter, I guess. There's nothing there. It's just the resolve of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Which, fun fact, actually, I should point this out before I leave. In Japan, the Great Ace Attorney 1 is called The Adventure of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. And then, in Japan, the second game is called The Resolve of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Actually, it's kind of making me want to... Wait, hang on. Can I look at something real quick? Actually, yeah, notice how all of these are called the Adventure? And then, this one is... Oh, these ones are also called... Well, yeah, look at this now. This one's called The Adventure of the Blossoming Attorney, and then this one's The Memoirs, The Return, Twisted Karma and His Last Bow, and then The Resolve of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Like, these names all, like, they don't follow a theme at all. Except for the first one. This first one follows the theming of the first game, rather. Yeah. It's kind of interesting. Alright, well, that'll do it for real now, guys. So, I will see you guys later, and I guess we're going to do the next episode. I wasn't expecting to do the next chapter so soon. But alright. I'll see you guys later then. Take care.